What's up, everybody? We got a new haircut. Feeling fresh. Also, we're working on the summer cut. We're getting there. It's taking time. It's a work in progress. But I really wanted to talk to you guys about how sometimes the biggest changes that you guys need to make require the smallest fix. So like the biggest problems that you have are going to require the smallest little, change. And so you may feel like there's going to be a major change that you're going to need to make, or something that you're going to have to do major, and it's going to take forever, and you're going to feel like overwhelmed, and you're going to feel you're just overstimulated with the whole thought of even having to, fix something that could be that big of a change, and it's just not the case. A personal example would be right now for me. I'm on a little hiatus. I'm taking like a week off. I'm waiting till April, all the way till next month. Partly because I used all my accounts on TopStep. I wasn't resetting them. I was just buying new ones and canceling the others. So something I learned, don't do that, because then you have to wait. But I think it's a really good opportunity, for me to just take a break. And you think, well, that's how is that going to help? That's such a small, minute thing, just completely stopping. Like, how that's going to make you digress, And it's like, my biggest issues have been, I've been blowing accounts and all this, and then my solution is to just stop, and you may think, well, how's that? It's like, that's what this video is about. It's like, sometimes the biggest problems and the biggest obstacles you have require the smallest little tweaks. And that's where I really want you guys to kind of confide in and realize that, hey, you aren't going to be able to just take a mountain head on. You're going to have to stepping stone that thing, take little pieces at a time, little piece after little piece, little changes, little tweaks, little things, which amount to these huge fixes that will get you where you're wanting to go. It's not going to be like this major change, because you're going to end up getting overstimulated, exhausted, overwhelmed, burnt out, and then you're going to end up quitting trading, or you're going to end up, feeling this overwhelming sense of stress and overload on your mind, and you're going to end up, and that's kind of what I had got myself into. And that's why I'm going with the simple route of just taking a break, enjoying life, and working on my physique, and doing these things that kind of get my mind away from all of the trading goals and trading things that I've been attached to for the last 9 months. And so I want you guys to really realize that you don't have to be, doing the most in order to move the dial every day. You don't have to be doing all of this crazy, fix and change and inputs every single day to get 1% better. A lot of times, most times, the way you're going to get 1% better is going to be by doing less, or, doing something that's super minute that, may feel in the moment like it's not even fixing or helping anything. And in reality, that's going to end up being what makes the most difference. And that's what I've really been having to learn. And I really want to help and impart this with, for you guys, is that you're going to see the most progress when you do the least amount or make the smallest changes. And that's something that took me a while to realize. And honestly, up until, this week, when I decided to do this, take this week off and stuff, it's like, it's really just started to click with me as well. And so if I can help you guys see that a little sooner in your journey, it's going to make the biggest difference. Because here's what ended up happening. What's going to end up happening, because it's happened to me. You're going to go on this rampage of just trying to fix everything and trying to get 1% better every day, which in your mind means that you're going to have to make some sort of change every single day, in order to get better, because change equals better. And it's just not the truth. You're going to end up burning out. You're going to end up feeling hopeless because you're making all these changes, and maybe what you needed to do was just let it work. Be consistent, be persistent, and just do the same monotonous, boring things over and over, instead of thinking, oh, I got to change this, or I got to tweak that, or I got to do this, or I got to make this major decision of change, and it's like, you're going to end up getting burnt out. You're going to end up getting overwhelmed and exhausted, and you're going to end up either quitting or you're going to end up wanting to quit, or you're going to end up being just too stressed to where you can't enjoy family time or enjoy hanging out with your friends because you're thinking about trading. And it's just a mess that you can avoid if you realize that taking it slow, making small changes here and there, and just kind of relaxing and just allowing things to work out, that's exactly what's going to make you progress the fastest. Not trying to change things manually and force things every day and do this and that. It's just exhausting and it's not sustainable. Much like with a diet, you're not going to drop your calories 1,500 and be in this huge caloric deficit right off the bat, because you're not going to maintain that. You're going to be starving, you're going to end up relapsing, and all your progress is going to be lost and some. And so it's not how it works when you're progressing. I talked about it in my video yesterday a little bit about how you're going to, take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And that's the truth. It's like, you don't have to make these major jumps. It's just, it's like it's going to slow the dial. It's not always just going to be, straight linear, go straight up. You're going to have to have days where, feel like you're not doing a lot. And that's just the raw reality of it. And so I hope this video can help you guys just kind of realize that it doesn't all have to be fixed at once. And a lot of times there's not even something that needs to be fixed. You just need to continue doing the boring, monotonous things. So I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but I'm working on trying to post daily, as well as working on my editing and everything of the sort. So I'll see you guys.